everybody. I hope you're all doing well on this beautiful day, wherever you are. So I thought I'd give you a little update on how my garden is going, because things are starting to grow and I'm really excited. Still a bit of a mess back here, so apologies, but I just want to show you what I've been using in terms of potting, tools, things that I've recycled from around my house. Alrighty, started a delicious looking compost bucket. My housemate loves protein shakes, and those big white jugs are from his protein, and he goes through one of them like a week, so I thought they'd be perfect for my individual tomato plants, one of which is sprouting right there. She's so beautiful. It was moving day for the radishes yesterday. I separated them, put them all into this box. I had accidentally planted 60 radishes, so I put some outside for people to take if they wanted. There's some more radishes. Courgettes are in there somewhere. I believe in them, they'll grow. Garlics probably need to be moved soon. And I've got these little guys right here. These are broccoli. Got a few of them, so I'm delighted about that. And a few majestic pea plants are coming up, and I am overjoyed. Beans aren't looking too hot yet, but I have faith in them. I love you, beans. You can do it. Back to my dirt patch. Fence coming along nicely. And I used the rest of my radishes. How friggin' adorable are those? And I hope they grow. Not too much sun back here, but a little bit. All right. That is my garden update. So here we go for our garden variety yoga part 2. Alrighty, let's all come to our mats. Be very careful. I almost didn't make it to my mat. And that's really the biggest challenge of all, getting to the mat in the first place. So once you're there, well done. This is Garden Variety Yoga Part 2. It's the spice of life. In this episode, we'll be exploring some variations on traditional poses, which helps to keep your practice new and exciting, as well as helps you to better understand your body in space and in response to different poses. We'll begin on our backs with our knees bent, feet as wide as our mat. If you have a block or cushion, it might feel good to lift the hips and bring it to the sacrum, the flattest part of the lower spine. Move it up and down, make sure it's in a comfortable place. And once you are comfortable, bring the knees together and allow them to rest at the center. Allow yourself a grace period, a bit of time to arrive completely into this moment on your mat. And begin to notice the things that are immediate, that are happening right now. Like the sound and sensation of your breath flowing in and out. As well as the temperature of the room or the space that you are in against your skin. Feel the body settle, and feel the space around the body settle. And return to your breath.
Throughout this practice, we'll do our best to commit to being in the moment. Slowly separate your knees, press through the soles of the feet, and lift the hips so that you can slide the block out from under the body, then return to flat back. Draw the knees up into the chest, wrap the arms around, hug the knees close, and rock from side to side. Release the soles of the feet to the floor with the knees bent, the feet as wide as the mat. On the exhale, release the knees to the left, chin to the right. Inhale back up through center. Exhale, knees right, chin left. Inhale back up through center. Exhale, knees left, chin right. Inhale through center and continue on with this flow for another couple breaths. On your next inhale, we'll meet with the knees lifted at center. Bring the arms down by your sides. Tuck the knees up into the chest and then lengthen the legs straight up with the toes pointed. Draw the navel down toward the spine so that the lower back is flush into the ground. Though the legs are active, the face stays nice and relaxed. Toes keep lengthening toward the sky. Last inhale. Exhaling, we bend at the knees. Draw the knees back down into the chest. Bring the left hand to the left knee, right hand to the right knee, and we pull the knees down into the armpits. Rock from side to side. Return to center and begin to roll the ankles out a few times one direction and then the other. Then release your arms back down by your sides and send the legs straight up once again. This time the feet are flexed, toes reaching down toward the face. If you'd like a little more core activity, try bringing the toes further over the face without lifting the tailbone. This will activate the deep core muscles and get a little bit more heat going. Last inhale. On the exhale, bend at the knees. This time, bring the arms between the legs and the hands hold the outsides of the feet. Happy baby. Have some fun with it. Rock from side to side. Return to center. Release the feet. Bring the arms down by your side. And then bring the hands to the backs of the knees, and we slowly start to rock up and down the spine. Gradually rocking lower to the tailbone, higher to the base of the neck, One more. And then we arrive balanced in half Navasana. In half Navasana, the shins are parallel to the ground, knees pulling up toward the chest. If it's comfortable, we can extend the arms forward. And as though we're trying to have the tops of the knees and the chest meet, the sternum is lifted. Now you can stay here, or we can take hold of the heels, lengthen the legs, and arrive into full Navasana. This is a great stretch for the backs of the legs, also for the space between the shoulder blades. On an exhale, bend at the knees, and then cross the ankles and we'll meet in Sukhasana. Seated nice and tall with the shoulders back and down. On your next inhale, float the arms up overhead, look up. And exhaling, we twist to our left. Right hand to the left knee, left fingertips behind the body. With each inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. With each exhale, draw the navel in and twist deeper. Now remember, try not to be bearing a lot of weight in the left hand, but rather hold your weight with the muscles of the core. So the core is engaged, holding yourself nice and tall and supported. Next inhale, face forward, reach up. And on the exhale, we twist to our right this time. Left hand to the right knee, right fingertips behind. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, deepen into the twist. One more breath in Pavrita Sukhasana. On your next inhale, face forward, reach up, and then roll the shoulders back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, roll the shoulders back. One more time. And then we'll meet back in Sukhasana, roll over the ankles and arrive at the center of your mat on all fours. We'll meet with our wrists under our shoulders, our knees under our hips. Brush away any cheeky bugs that are trying to crawl onto your mat, and we'll do a few rounds of cat-cow. Inhaling, drop the belly, lift the chin. On the exhale, curl the tailbone under and round through the spine. Inhale, anterior tilt of the pelvis, pull the chest between the arms. Exhale, draw the navel up into the spine, release the crown of the head. Inhale, find a back bend. Exhale, push the floor away. Last time, inhale to cow. And exhale, push the floor away to cat. Inhaling, we meet back at neutral. Curl the toes under. Walk the hands forward. Send the hips all the way back on top of the heels. Then we press through the fingertips and lift the hips into downward facing dog. Remember, in down dog, in order to get that nice neutral spine, maybe we take a bend in the knees and lift the heels. On the exhale, lower one heel to the floor. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower the other. Inhale, lift. Exhale the other. And carry on like this for a couple more breaths. We'll meet back in downward facing dog. And on your next inhale, roll forward, shoulders over the wrists to high plank. Exhale, lift the hips back into down dog. Inhale, roll forward, high plank. Exhale back, down dog. And inhaling, we roll forward. We stay in high plank. Shoulders over the wrists. option here to flip the feet. So we're pressing into the tops of the feet, lifting the hips, pushing the floor away. One more inhale. And on the exhale, we slowly lower the hips toward the ground and arrive in upward facing dog. Make sure your wrists are still under your shoulders. And make sure you're lifting through the shoulders so we're not sagging. Notice my thighs are not touching the floor. If it's more comfortable and accessible to you, we can release the weight of the hips toward the floor, come down onto our thighs, maybe take a gentle bend in the elbows. On your next exhale, look over the right shoulder. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, look over the left shoulder. Inhale, forward. Exhale, right shoulder. Inhale, forward. Exhale to the left. Inhale, forward. Curl the toes, and exhaling, we push back into downward facing dog for about 5 breaths. On an inhale, look forward. On the exhale, step both feet to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Take a bend in the knees. Ragdoll over the thighs. Take hold of the opposite elbows and rock from side to side. On your next exhale, release the fingertips to the floor. And inhale, we lift halfway, lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, fold again. Inhaling, we press through the soles of the feet and roll all the way up to standing Tadasana, palms together overhead. Exhale, hands together at the heart center. Remember in Tadasana to have a gentle lift of the kneecaps, thighs slightly engaged, shoulders rolling back and down, crown of the head lengthening toward the sky. On your next inhale, reach all the way up. Lift onto the tippy toes. Exhale, release palms back to the heart center. Inhale, reach up onto the tippy toes. Exhale, back down to flat feet. This time, when we inhale, we lift. We stay lifted on the toes. And on the exhale, we bring the hands to the heart center. So we're still on our tippy toes here. You can stay here in this lifted Tadasana, or you can see how it feels to slowly start to bend the knees and lower the upper body down toward the ground. The lower you sink, you'll notice you may need to lift your heels even higher. Try to avoid rounding through the spine, as well as dipping in the lower back. One more inhale. And on the exhale, we fold, release the feet to the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant the palms, step back, high plank. Lower all the way down to the ground. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, upper body lifts. Exhale, curl the toes. Push back up slowly into downward facing dog. One more breath in down dog. On your next inhale, float the right leg up and back. Try to keep the hips square to the ground by flexing the right toes toward the shin, angle the little toe toward the floor. One more inhale. Exhaling, bend at the right knee, bring the knee to the nose for 3, 2, 1, and then step the right foot between the hands and lower the left knee. Don't rise up into low lunge just yet. Make sure your right knee is over your right ankle and think broad through the collarbone. Ground the left palm down inside the right foot. You have the option to bring the left hand to your block or your book. Bring the floor to you. And then inhaling, we reach the right arm all the way up, full wingspan for this twisted low lunge. Now you can stay here or see how it feels to take a bend in the left knee, drawing the left heel in toward the glute. Again, feel free to stay here or reach back with the right hand and find the top of the left foot. And take the chin over the right shoulder. On your next inhale, release the foot, reach all the way back up with both arms. And on the exhale, fold both hands inside the right foot. This time we ground down to the right hand and we twist the opposite direction, lift the left arm toward the sky. Now you can stay here or take a variation. Reach under with the right arm, behind with the left. Maybe we can link the fingers and take a bind. If you're in a bind, think long through the crown of the head and take the chin over the left shoulder. Next inhale, release the hands, reach up, and on the exhale, frame the front foot with the hands, lift the back knee, step back to high plank, take your vinyasa, either lowering all the way down or halfway, and then inhaling to baby cobra or up dog. On the exhale, we meet back into downward facing dog. And we'll stay here about 5 breaths. On your next inhale, float the left leg up and back. Remember, keep the toes flexing toward the shin. Lift the heel high. On your next exhale, knee to nose for 3, 2, 1. Then step the left foot forward between the hands and lower the right knee. Ground down through the right palm inside the left foot. Again, bring the floor to you if it's more comfortable onto your block. And then inhaling, we twist open to our left, so reaching the left arm up toward the sky. Be mindful of the left knee. Try not to let it fall out to the left too much. Option to take a bend into the right knee. Draw the right heel toward the glute. You can stay here or reach back with the left hand, find the right foot, and take the chin over the left shoulder. Just one more breath here. On your next inhale, release the foot, reach all the way back up, and exhale both hands inside the left foot this time. Ground down through the left palm. Inhaling, we twist to our right, reach up with the right hand. Option here to reach behind with the right arm, under with the left, maybe hook the fingers, take a bind. If you're in a bind, keep rolling that right shoulder back and lengthen through the crown of the head. On your next inhale, release the fingers, reach all the way up once again. Exhale, frame the front foot with the hands. Lift the back knee, and then step back to high plank. Take your vinyasa once again, either all the way down or halfway. Inhale, baby cobra or up dog. Keep the elbows sucked into the side body. Exhale, push the floor away. We meet back in downward facing dog. Two more breaths in down dog. On your next inhale, float the right leg up and back once again. Straight away, exhale, knee to nose. Step the right foot between the hands. We keep the back knee lifted this time, but release the left heel to the floor, toes at a 45-degree angle. On your next inhale, we cartwheel the arms up and open into warrior two. So the right knee is deeply bent. Right knee over right ankle, both legs engaged. And to support the lower back, to avoid dipping in the lower back, tuck the tailbone under, draw the navel in. And on your next exhale, relax the shoulders away from the ears. One more inhale. Exhale, release the left hand to the left leg, avoid the knee. And inhaling, we flip the right hand and lift it up and overhead, reverse warrior. We have a tendency to lift out of our lunge in reverse warrior. So remember to keep a deep bend in the right knee. Next inhale, lift back up to warrior two. Exhale, we drop the left arm, face forward, pivot up onto the ball of the left foot. Inhale, look up, and exhaling, we fold and lift up into warrior three. Okay, so in warrior three, again, we're going for square hips to the ground. So little toe is angling down toward the floor, heel lifted, and the arms can be alongside the ears or down by our sides. Make small adjustments to keep your balance. One more inhale. Exhale, we slowly step back to high lunge. Inhale, lift the arms, look up. Exhale, fold. Plant the palms, step back, take your vinyasa. And exhaling, we meet back into downward facing dog, again for about 5 breaths. Two more breaths in down dog. On the inhale, we float the left leg up and back, 3-legged dog. Very next exhale, bend at the knee, knee to nose, and step the left foot between the hands. Lower the right heel, toes at a 45-degree angle. Make sure the left knee is over the left ankle. And then we press through that left foot and cartwheel up to warrior two. So front knee over front ankle. Navel drawn in, core engaged. And the gaze is over the left middle finger. Nice and soft gaze. One more inhale. On the exhale, release the right hand to the right leg. Avoid the knee. Inhale, flip the left palm and lift the left arm up and over. Reverse warrior. Remember to keep a deep bend in the left knee. Keep breathing deeply. And on an inhale, we meet back in warrior two. Drop the right arm, face forward, pivot up onto the ball of the right foot. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold and lift up into warrior three. If you need to bring your fingertips to the floor in front of you for balance, then please do. Just one more breath in Warrior 3. One more inhale. Exhale, step back into high lunge. Inhale, lift up, look up. Exhale, fold. Plant the palms, step back to high plank, and take your vinyasa. Exhaling, we meet back in downward facing dog. One more breath in down dog. Inhaling, we float the right leg up and back once again, three-legged dog. Exhale, bring the right knee to the right elbow and the right ankle to the left wrist, and then release your body down toward the ground. This is pigeon pose. Ideally, the right shin is parallel to the top of the mat, but if you need to tuck the calf under the body, that's okay. Scissor the legs together so you get a bit of lift in the pelvis. And maybe we float the fingertips alongside the body or lift the arms up alongside the ears for active pigeon. Keep the pelvis buoyant. Keep the legs pulling together. And on the exhale, release the arms down by your sides. Release the weight of the body down. If you need to slide a block under the right hip so that you can release your full weight, please do. And we'll meet with our fingertips to the floor behind the body, so shoulders pulled back. On the exhale, slowly fold over the right leg to about 45 degrees. We'll stay here a couple breaths. Next exhale, release a little lower. And if you like, you can bring the arms forward, come down onto the forearms for a bit of support, or stack the hands and release the forehead to the hands. Allow yourself to release and open up. Inhaling, we lift back up onto the palms. Press through the palms, curl the back toes, lift the back knee, and then lift the right knee back up to the right elbow. We can start making squares. Right knee down to the right wrist, over to the left wrist, up to the left elbow, right wrist, left elbow, and then back to downward facing dog. Well done. Three more breaths in down dog. And inhaling, we float the left leg up and back. Exhale, left knee to the left elbow, left ankle to the right wrist, and we release our bodies down. So this is active pigeon. Once again, we are scissoring the legs together to generate a bit of lift in the pelvis and space under the body. Maybe we float the fingertips alongside the body or lift the arms up and overhead alongside the ears. One more inhale. Exhaling, release the arms down by your sides and release the weight of the body down. Remember, you have that block or your book if you need to bring it under the left hip. And we'll meet with our arms down by our sides, fingertips behind the body, shoulders rolling back. On an exhale, we start to fold to about 45 degrees. Next exhale, fold a little deeper. And now we have the option, if you need, to bring your arms forward, either to your palms or down to your forearms, and fold even deeper over that left leg. If you like, you can stack the palms. If you like, you can stack the hands and release the forehead to the hands. Allow your body a bit of time to release and let go. On your next inhale, slowly lift back up onto the palms. Ground down through the palms. Curl the back toes, lift the back knee, and then lift the left knee back up to the left elbow. Down to the left wrist, over to the right wrist, up to the right elbow, over to the left elbow, left wrist, over to the right elbow, left elbow, and then back into down dog. Well done, and we'll stay a few breaths in down dog. Last inhale. On the exhale, slowly lower your knees as wide as your mat, big toes together, and send the hips back on top of the heels. Release the forehead to the ground. Option here to bring the palms together. Take a bend at the elbows and lift the hands over the back of the head. Release the palms back to the floor. Slowly walk the hands back toward the body so we come up to kneeling with the knees wide. Bring the left fingertips behind the body. And on the inhale, float the right arm alongside the right ear and lift the hips. Take the chin up to the sky. Keep the hips pulling toward the top of the mat. And keep breathing deeply. Last inhale. Exhale, release the hips back to the heels and both hands forward. Then bring the right fingertips behind the body. And inhaling, we float the hips and lift the left arm alongside the left ear. Feel that deep stretch in the left side body. Last inhale. Exhale, release back to center. Walk the hands forward and just come to the center of your mat. We are going to transition to our sit bones. And then slowly lower down to flat back. Slide the feet in toward the body so that your fingers can just about graze the backs of your heels. Your feet should be in line with your sit bones. Then start to press through the soles of the feet, lift the hips, and when there's space, interlace the fingers under the body and roll the shoulders under the chest. The knees keep pulling toward the top of the mat. We have a tendency here in bridge to allow our knees to fall out to the sides. So to avoid that, imagine you're trying to pop a balloon between your knees. So you're squeezing the knees together and feel the backs of the legs and the glutes fire up. One more inhale. On the exhale, release the hands and start to roll the spine back toward the floor. And then draw the knees up into the chest, wrap the arms around Apanasana. Release your feet back as they were. Make sure you can just about touch the backs of your heels with the fingertips. And we slowly lift the hips, draw the knees toward the top of the mat, press through the feet, interlace the fingers, and roll the shoulders under the heart center. Now you can stay as you are in bridge, or see how it feels to lift the right leg, point the toes straight forward. Now, rather than lift the right leg straight up, we're trying to keep our thighs in line and keep the hips square. One more inhale. On the exhale, bring the right foot back to the ground and shift the weight. Extend the left leg straight out. Keep the thighs in line, keep the hips level. Last inhale. Exhale, bend the left knee, bring the sole of the foot to the floor, release the hands, and then slowly roll down to flat back. This time, bring the knees up, arms inside the knees, hands to the outsides of the feet. Happy baby. If you'd like to play around with some variations on Happy Baby, you can see how it feels to extend the legs. Either keep them wide or bring them together over the face. Start to lengthen through the backs of the legs. Take a bend at the knees once more and release the soles of the feet to your mat. Cross the right leg over the left and then slowly release your knees to the left. Take the chin over the right shoulder. Now, if this is too intense a twist, you can just do normal reclined twist with the knees in line, not crossed. Here we start to tune back into the sensations of the body. Notice if you're holding or clenching anywhere, and consider whether you really need that tension. One more breath in the twist. And inhaling, we lift the knees back up to center, uncross the legs. And then cross the left leg over the right. And slowly release the knees down to the right. Take the chin over the left shoulder this time. Start to slow everything down. One more breath in the twist. On your next inhale, lift the knees back up to center. Uncross the legs. The arms can be lifted overhead, bent at the elbows. And the knees we allow to fall out to the sides. Bring the soles of the feet together. Supta Baddha Konasana. If this is a bit uncomfortable on the hips, you can see how it feels to slide the feet further away from the body. De-intensify the stretch. You can stay here for the remainder of class, or you can lengthen the legs long, bring the arms down by your sides, and arrive into Shavasana. Wherever you are, take a moment of surrender and a moment to relinquish control. You can stay in Shavasana for as long as you want. When you are ready, begin to bring gentle movement back into the fingers and the toes. Release the head from side to side. And in your own time, bend at your knees and roll onto your side. We'll stay here on our sides for a couple breaths. Then, keeping the eyes closed, push yourself back up to seated, to Sukhasana, where we'll meet with our palms together in front of our foreheads and the knuckles of our thumbs resting on the space between the eyebrows. I will not be joining you in this transition because, once again, my phone ran out of battery, so I will lie here eternally in Supta Baddha Konasana. Take this opportunity to thank yourself for honoring your body and mind with this practice. And then slowly release your hands to your heart center. Bow your chin to your chest. Thank you very much for watching, for joining me today. I hope you have a beautiful day. Namaste.